Smiling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank. When it take a swim.
Hello and welcome back to the Shrimp Tank post-show wrap-up. We had a great show today. Our guest, Matthew May, the founder and COO of Acuity. My name is Lee Heisen with my co-host Chris Hanks and our student of the week, Daniel Rotenberg-Rody. Matthew, your content today was amazing, actually. You can download the content and the show in its entirety on iTunes, on iTunes.com, as well as shrimptankpodcast.com. So, Matthew, your business, you've grown this business from 10 people locally to 73 people across the country. Quite impressive, and they're working all remotely. Can you describe in more detail what your business does and how it operates?
Sure. We act as a virtual accounting department for small businesses. So you knew it was going to be exciting when you invited a CPA here, first of all. The technology has gotten so good lately in the accounting world that it's just driven all the man hours out. So people are having to wait until they're $10, $20 million in revenue to have a full-time accountant on staff. So we fill that gap with CFOs, controllers, and bookkeepers in our company. So you can have a kind of a part-time staff, just kind of up and turnkey.
So on the show, I know we dive deeper into your organization, but the idea that you run a virtual organization and you're also at that really sort of dangerous point where culture really changed, because statistically right around 75 employees, the culture starts to shift. So how do you intentionally manage a culture when it's virtual and it's right at that danger zone?
Yeah, we had a big inflection point around 50 people where we had to add team leads for two of the teams, the bookkeeping team and the controller team specifically. And they've been able to create really strong subcultures within those. I'd like to say we were real intentional with that, but we really got fortunate with two really good managers that have the ability to do that and also share our values. So people are just incredibly important when you're in a people business, in any business, but in a people business, client service business, it's really critical.
So I think all four of us can probably agree that luck has very little to do with success. And so, Matthew, I invite you to dive in a little bit to how you're far from lucky that you worked really hard to get to where you're at.
Well, I mean, entrepreneurs are grinders. And you just grind a lot of the times. And we joked. So one of the things we did, because I have a business partner and I, every year we talked about what thing we were going to screw up. And we actually picked an area of the business we were going to screw up every year, that year. So in 2014, we picked sales. And we were like, we're going to screw up sales. We're two accountants trying to do sales. I mean, like you're not going to be successful the first time out. Like, it's just not going to work. So we iterated and we tried things and we made bets and we messed up and we learned from everyone. We read some good books. We finally landed on one called Predictable Revenue that we think that really had some legs, that we thought we could bring some stuff out of a different industry. And we screwed up sales that year. When that got legs and traction, then we were like, let's screw up marketing next. And then this year we're trying to screw up customer service. We're like, how do we get to where we're talking to our clients in a non-intrusive way, but also checking their temperature and doing better about, we're looking at the concept of a net promoter score, which a lot of software companies also use. So we're implementing that across our accounting clients. So we're really trying to look at the best across all the industries and then just really grinding and figuring out how that works and retrofitting it to a services business, which is that's been a big challenge.
Well, Matthew, you have 73 staff, and I've grown numerous businesses myself, and what I love to hear from you is one of your biggest pain points you talked about was when you were responsible to hire that core group of people. About halfway through your employment of 73 people, you were solely responsible, and it was taking 50% of your time. And I will say, if you listen to the show in its entirety, you're going to hear jewels and nuggets that Matthew spilled out to us today. Let me tell you something, Matthew. When you put that kind of time in, I was blown away of how passionate you are about your staff. And I think that core is probably what has led you to grow the way you have.
Well, it's easy to be passionate about good people. like if it was bad people, it'd be harder. But we've really been really lucky about having really good people, so it's really easy to get amped up about how cool they are and the cool things they do.
Well, so if somebody wants to work with those cool people at your company, how would they get in touch with you?
Oh, then you go to. Do you want me to make the little brackets with the shrimps?
There you go. I like that.
My website here, www.acuity.co, or you can email mm@acuity.co. That's me. Or if you don't want to talk to me because you thought I was boring, you can go with the generic info@acuity.co. Do you want me to move it to make it hard?
Excellent. Excellent.
So you can do that, and if you want to work with us as an employee too, you can go to the team page. You'll see a job posting like you've never seen before. It is the world's coolest bookkeeping or controller jobs. It's the best bookkeeping job ever. That's the title of the job. So
you are far from boring, Matthew, and there's no question.
Not dull.
Not dull at all. And I'm going to go look at that. I don't need a job today, but I want to go look at that page. So I want to thank Matthew May for coming on the show. My name is Lee Heisman, the executive director from KSU, Chris Hanks, and our student Daniel Rotenberg. And that was our post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank.